What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tonibryanne, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the promotion of sex work and transactional love. Now, before we get into today's video, I want to do a few house cleaning things. So if you guys are not aware, I now have a membership program on my channel. So if you guys want early access to videos, exclusive video chats, priority comments, and personalized emojis, please be sure to join my membership program for just $4.99 a month. As you guys may or may not know, we are about to hit 200,000 subscribers, and for this major monumental moment, I will be doing a giveaway as a special thank you to you guys for all of your support. I typically pick who I select for giveaways through a randomizer, so all of my subscribers that join the membership program will be entered 3 times the amount of my other subscribers. So please be sure to join the membership program. There's going to be more tiers added as we go along, but I'm so excited for this first tier, which is just $4.99 a month, to be available today. Today's quote of the day is, "I rely on my inner peace to get through anything." And today's verse of the day is Psalms chapter 139, verses 23 through 24, and it reads, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." And without further ado, let's get straight into today's video.
Taking you in this moment.
So I'm trying to be more lax in my videos. I feel like my entire channel was like more stiff, I guess. I was trying to go like more the news route, but I don't know. I feel like this topic, we should just have like a real girl chat vibe going on, because I think it's a very important topic to talk about. And I feel like we're just kind of having a girl chat, like a conversation about what is going on right now and why we are promoting such things that I would consider acceptable, but I don't believe it should be promoted on such a wide scale. So let's first start off with the idea of transactional love and what forms of transactional love is widely being celebrated. And we can't talk about transactional love without speaking about the sprinkle lady.
What do you bring to the table, Miss Nothing? I'm not no waitress. And if I was, I'm putting extra food on that bill so you can give me extra.
What if he asks about body count? Ask about bank account. You ask them their body count. Men and women. You might be surprised.
He said women will tell you they love you, hold your hand, but secretly want your bag. Exactly. Men will tell you they love you, hold your hand, but secretly want what's in your pants. Same thing. If he's ugly, maybe imagine yourself spending his money. Imagine him taking you shopping. That's the look you need. So this is my imagine him taking me shopping look. Like, I know something you don't know.
How do you know if a dude is lying if his lips is moving? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he always asking for pictures and pictures, he's collecting pictures because he can't collect you. When a woman says, "Don't worry about it, I will find another way," that means another man. If you don't like old men, then focus on ugly. All right? Ugly with money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Worry about feelings. Worry about some cars.
So I'm sure you guys have seen the widespread of the phrase sprinkle going around on social media. And let's talk about who is behind the sprinkle phrase. So a woman by the name of Shara7 is the origin behind sprinkle. Shara is an author, social media influencer, and arguably a dating coach who describes herself more as a financial advisor. Shara specializes in giving advice and dating tips to women in their 20s on dating older, richer, and more successful men. And not just dating them, but then eventually marrying them. Shara calls men that don't have a lot of money to spend on their partners dusties, and she advises all women to stay far and far away from these kinds of men. Now, this I don't fully disagree with. I think we should stay away from dusties. And I do overall believe that Shara gives women wonderful dating advice for not settling. But the way Shara looks at love is in more of a transactional light.
You said men today want to get chased. Okay, call the police on the man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What are y'all talking about? Body count again? Who cares, sir? How many men have your mama slept with? What if this man told you that you should take down his number? I told him no thank you, but why do they approach and suggest we contact them? I could take down your credit card number, sir. Let me get that. What does it mean if a man says he likes a somewhat submissive woman? And say, I like a somewhat wealthy man. Can you reach out to a guy first and make him more interested later? Reaching out to touch a stranger, and they say, why? Tell him that it's pick-me nature. Why? Did you do it that way? Unless he owe you some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Shara claims that after following her simple strategies and her tips and tricks, you will be secured and you're gonna get your husband and live a very soft life. So some of the methods that Shara uses is reverse psychology and outright lying to men in order to get what women want. And she said it worked for her, and that is why she is a happily married woman. Well, at least happy monetarily wise. Shara blatantly says she doesn't believe in finding a partner for love. She believes in finding a partner for financial stability only. And this is promoted in her relationship with her husband. So Shara is married. Shara is married to a man by the name of James Scott. According to James's LinkedIn profile, he graduated from the University of Maryland's Business School back in 1980 and now works for a tech company as a developer and integration specialist. Shara has mentioned in her numerous live streams and YouTube videos that her husband is significantly older than her, and she even described how the two of them met.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll give this guy a chance. So I listened to what he said, and my questions came, so what do you do for a living? Then he told me some stuff I didn't understand, so must admit it was really technical. So he was working in IT, and he owned his own business. And so this was like in 2001. And then I said, well, what kind of car do you drive? Because I'm not, a lot of people say that they're the CEO of their company, but they're driving a Pinto. We fell in love, all that kind of good. We fell in love before we moved in together. But we moved in together. We had a good life. We didn't have any kids or anything. We were just traveling, going here, going to Mexico, going to Vegas, going to, New Orleans, wherever we wanted to go. I didn't have to work. But he did say, you know what? I know you left your career. I know you really liked working in your field. Is there anything else that you're passionate about that you want to do? Because I don't want you to have any regrets in life. And I'm like, well, I kind of been watching the Food Network. I kind of like cooking. So he's like, well, why don't you enroll in culinary school? I'll pay for it. So I was like, okay. And so he wanted to better me. He wanted to make me a better person. He wanted to take care of me. He wanted to do this. And that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want a man who wanted to use me like the funeral industry did. I didn't want a person that was going to hurt me like the things that like my career path did. I didn't want that. But I was a young 20-something-year-old attractive female, and I knew, how my sister lived and how easy it was to get that. And I was just tired of working. I'd been working since I was 14, y'all.
Shara went on to further tell us that her and James sort of had a tumultuous relationship. James was married when he first met Shara and was even dating her. And when Shara found out due to the wife contacting her, Shara advised the wife to stay with James for as long as possible and take all the money that she can potentially get. It actually wasn't Shara who was contacted, and it wasn't Shara who advised the wife to stay. It was actually Shara's mother. So I just wanted to clarify that. And she even said that when she found out, she wasn't leaving James because he was rich.
When I met James, he was married and he had a girlfriend, but I didn't know. Didn't know because, of course, guys lie. They see a pretty woman, they want her. They're not married, they ain't got no girlfriend. Oh, they single for the night. Yes. So, I asked him, are you married? He said no. I said, okay. He was in the store and I was waiting in the car or something. Or no, he was trying to get we were in the parking lot of the Marriott or one of them hotels, I don't know. And he was trying to get a room because he lived far away from where we were and he didn't want to drive because he had been drinking. So I said, just go get a room. We'll stay here, whatever. So he leaves his cell phone in the car. So while he's in there, the phone starts going off and it's late. It's a little late, maybe like 1 or 2 or something like that. It's late. All of a sudden this phone starts ringing and it says home. I'm like, home? Do you know some lady called me? Talking about you dating her husband? Is James married? Why you I talked to her for about a good hour. Old people don't talk. I talked to her for about a good hour and I was telling her what to do. I said, no, you don't divorce him. You stay with him. You finish doing this and you save your money. My mom was talking to her like I talked to y'all. My mom was telling his wife to get her money. So I was like, okay, whatever, I found out there's nothing I can do about it since he lied. Well, you gonna keep seeing him? I said, he paid all my bills. I'm gonna keep seeing him. He has his own apartment. Obviously, he's separated. I think he was going back and forth or saying he was out of town or something. I don't know. he had a good game though, whatever it was. So she was like, I can't believe you know, that's terrible. I said, well, well. So a couple weeks passed and I'm still dating him. We're still going out. He's still paying bills. But now that I know about the girlfriend, you know, I asked him, I said, do you have another girlfriend? And he's like, no. But I found out that he was lying about that too. But it wasn't a girlfriend that he really wanted. He was using her. When I tell y'all about Bob the Builder chicks, listen up, because I've witnessed it. He was using both of them to level up. Okay.
So as I stated, Shara didn't leave James. James eventually left his now ex-wife and he's with Shara. And Shara said during their long-term relationship, they even split for some time. And she said during their split, James was begging for Shara back. And she said the only way she was getting back with him is if he put his money where his mouth was.
A lot of bad things happened. Then we ended up separating. And I was independent again. And I had my own apartment. I worked. I was cooking again, stuff like that. And then a year later, we decided that we need to get back together for the kids. And he said, okay, well, you can pick the house this time. Whatever house you want, you go pick it and we'll get back together. I miss y'all, da, 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 da. And so I was like, okay. So I go into the neighborhood that I've always wanted to live in. I go on hard.com and look up the house. And I was like, okay, this is what I want. He didn't give me a price range. He just wanted me back. So I was like, well, I'm going to make you pay, you know.
As much as Shara can arguably give good advice, I believe the root of her advice comes from frustration and a lack of love. I believe a lot of the relationships in her past where she really loved the guy failed, and she was like, I'm just gonna use men for their money. I don't believe she truly loves her husband. I think she loves what her husband can do for her. And in turn, she is now giving the same advice to younger girls, which is to have just transactional relationships. This further pushes young women to give and take the advice to date for money and not for love, which I think further contributes to this now loveless society. Now let's get into sugar daddy culture. So if you guys are unaware of what sugar daddy culture is, let's get into the basic definition. A sugar daddy has a sugar baby. And a sugar baby is someone who receives gifts, including cash, in exchange for company, which typically includes sex, but it doesn't necessarily have to. A sugar daddy is someone who is providing these gifts to their sugar baby or sugar babies. A common sugar daddy culture website, which I'm sure you may have heard of, is a website by the name of seekingarrangements.com. So this website sets arrangements between sugar daddy and sugar baby. It's like a dating website where you're able to connect with potential people that you can see as your sugar daddy or your sugar baby. According to Seeking Arrangements, the average sugar baby is 25 years old and makes about $2,800 a month from their sugar daddies, while the average sugar daddy is about 13 years older at the age of 38, and they are making about $250,000 a year. So these are wealthier men with younger women who most likely just got out of college or are currently in college, who are seeking extra funds by hanging out with these men and most likely having sex with them. A lot of people say that sugar daddies are more so looking for someone to just speak with them along with sleep with them. So it is a form of commitment, but it is also a form of transactional love. These men are asking for time with these young women. They are asking for these young women to talk to them. And in exchange, they are giving these young women money. And if I'm being honest, I'm sorry, but I feel like sugar daddy culture is very transactional. It's empty and it should not be promoted. Over the past 2 decades, sugaring has become very popular, especially among students. And in particular, the site Seeking Arrangements got incredibly popular during the peak of COVID. And this was probably because young girls were out of work and then these older men didn't have anyone to speak with. So they were all on the site, and this is how the sugar babies and the sugar daddies connect. Sugaring in general is a convenient way for sugar babies to get a quick buck and for sugar daddies to get a quick, I'm not gonna say that on here, but basically a quick way for them to get some arrangements. So I'm about to read off some comments to you guys of former and current sugar babies speaking on their experiences of being a sugar baby. One comment says, a sugar baby has to be able to play girlfriend to a wide variety of men, not to mention have some sexual abilities worth paying for. It's actually a pretty challenging job. 90% of it is being able to talk about anything while making him feel like the center and king of your universe. Another comment reads, while companionship and the ability to navigate social situations is incredibly important to succeed as a sugar baby, I do wish people would stop downplaying the sexual element of sex work. And another user says, in sugaring, you have to put up with some awful and boring dates and some pretty old guys, bad hygiene, etc., while acting like you're having a good time. Regardless of these realities of being a sugar baby, countless women are promoting the concept of being one on social media, primarily TikTok. They're constantly giving tips and tricks on how to make your profile stand out on seeking arrangements, how to get more money from your sugar daddies, how to get multiple sugar daddies, how to receive gifts, all of these different things to a very impressionable audience. As you guys may or may not know, TikTok's age requirement is 13 and up, and we know that there are even younger kids on this same exact site. So these women are promoting this to minors, some girls being as young as 18, promoting the idea of being a sex worker, because sugaring is a form of sex work. They're promoting and glorifying the idea of being a sugar baby without talking about the repercussions that comes with this lifestyle. And in turn, promoting transactional love, which I think is further promoting a loveless society, along with an array of other things that are incredibly problematic. Now let's talk about the promotion of escorting, because honestly, y'all, I feel like this is at an all-time high right now. When it comes to dating, there is now a very thin line between escorting and going on dates. And this is all due to social media. So a user on Twitter reacted to a video of a girl speaking about going on a date. So I'm first gonna read the tweet to you, and then I'm gonna show you guys the TikTok. So listen to this tweet. So a Twitter user by the name Kendra's username said this person's caption aside, I want the young girls watching to realize that these girls are escorting. Take a look at the video that she made this tweet to.
Princess treatment only, and I just met a guy who does just that. If you're new here, welcome to my dating diaries where I overshare my dating life in New York. This guy slid into my DMs on Instagram saying that my dating diaries are very downtown based and I should have an uptown edition, so let's call this guy Uptown Man. I asked what a night uptown entails and he said shopping at Hermes and dinner at Daniel. At first I thought he was kidding, but then when he called me a car, I saw that the end location was Hermes on Madison Ave. Once I arrived, I met him inside the store and I was greeted with champagne, and then we went straight to the shoe section. I tried on the Oron sandals and was debating between the brown and white. He preferred the white, so I went with that. He then checked out and we walked over to Daniel. Uptown Man was an extreme gentleman and he told me he believes in princess treatment only. He talked me up like no other and told me I'm so worthy for a 21-year-old. We talked about our favorite spots in London, Paris, and Saint-Tropez. That's when I told him I'm going to Paris at the end of this week, and he offered to make me reservations while I'm there. He told me that I'm worth so much more than a last-minute reservation at some mid-bar downtown. Also, the food and drinks at Daniel was top tier. It was probably one of the best dinners I've ever had. This was the best part. At the end of dinner, he offered to bring me back to the kitchen to meet the chef at the restaurant. Before going our separate ways, we made plans to see each other once I'm back in town. He then called me a car and texted me immediately after. Uptown Man sets the bar extremely high. Ladies, don't listen to any dusty man when they tell you your standards are too high.
So you guys may or may not realize a lot of the ideas of dating or what women are promoting on social media as dating is literally escorting. For example, getting flown out. There is now an expectation when a man flies you out that you automatically have to sleep with them. Honestly, y'all, I really hate to say it, but this is kind of true. If you are expecting a man to pay a lump sum of money on you, especially a man that is a stranger that you're willingly going out the country for or willingly going to another state for, where he's paying first class for you or sending you on a private jet, 9 out of 10 times, this man is expecting you to drop him down. This is literally what sex workers would do in the past when they were dating wealthy men. And this is what these girls are trying to do, and then they're expecting not to sleep with these men.
Don't think for a second that that guy is flying you out without no benefits. In his mind, I flew you out. I'm paying for that cat.
I'm probably about to say something that a lot of people are not gonna like, but I'm gonna just be real. I've seen it too many times scrolling on TikTok that girls are like, oh, I got flued out and all this happened and it was by a rapper or athlete. Like, let's be real. You know why you were getting flued out in the first place, okay? It wasn't that you were going to go down there and miraculously change this man's mind, okay? You knew what you were going out there to do. No means no, okay? Let's just get that clear. But you knew why you were going down there. So if this man is not your boyfriend, if you guys are not spending quality time, if you guys are not talking all the time, and I'm not talking about a week or two leading up to the time that he's flying you out, you already know what you do when you hop on that Delta flight when you make it in Cabo. Okay? You like, let's be for real. Like, y'all gotta start being honest with yourself, and you need to take some accountability. Like, you cannot be mad at these men because you already knew what you was doing, okay? And by no means am I saying that that's acceptable on any means scales, but you knew why you were going in the first place. Like, let's be honest.
The concept of flying out is literally transactional. I'm paying for you, you're gonna give me sex. That is what these men believe. And 9 out of 10 times, that is what these women are doing. Do not believe that some of these women are not sleeping with these men. A lot of them are sleeping with these men because it is a form of transactional love. Another concept of women willingly saying, oh, I'm only sleeping with this man if he gives me gifts and he gives me money. We are literally, especially the youth, are being taught if you want something nice, spread your legs to get it. And it's also being taught if you want a nice bag, if you want money, if you want all of these nice lavish things, you need to get it from men. And in order to get it from men, you need to sleep with them. Changing your vocabulary does not change the reality of what you are doing. A lot of these women are escorting. They say, oh, I'm going on a date. That equals setting up an arrangement. When these men are literally paying for your time, they're sending you $500 before you hang out with them. That is sex work. Maybe it's considered more upskill, and that's what escorts do. They only hang out with men when they are sending them money. Now, I'm all for doing what you want, but we gotta call a spade, and that spade is a lot of these dating arrangements is sex work. That is not organic, loving relationships. No, it's not like, oh, a man is taking me out to dinner because he really likes me. No, girls are now expecting men to drop $5K on them before they even link with them. That is what escorts in the past have always done. Now let's talk about the heavy promotion of baby mama culture. And when I specifically mention baby mama culture, I'm speaking on the rapper baby mama concept, which is sleeping with rappers solely because you want a financial free lifestyle, or getting pregnant solely for child support, or meeting up with rappers or getting flown out to make his pockets hurt, which we're going to be speaking about a little bit later. This is literally a form of sex work, but once again, we're disguising it as we just like rich men. We just want men with money. We just want financial stability. We just want comfort. No, you're literally practicing sex work. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be financially set. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a soft lifestyle, but it's the way we go about it. And the way that we're going about it used to be shamed, but now it's widely accepted. And we're just changing the language once again.
For the generations before us, these women did it because they had to. Nowadays, it's trending on TikTok and Instagram because women want to get a Birkin bag. A lot of you have opportunities handed to you by your family, by the universe, by God, and yet you still choose to make an OnlyFans account. I want to remind you, ladies, that OnlyFans blew up in 2020 during COVID, when women lost their jobs and had no ways and no means to pay their rent or even to eat. So what they had to do was sell their beauty in order to live. Nowadays, girls are jumping on OnlyFans because their favorite influencer is making $100,000 a month. It is never valuing yourself when you have to sell any part of your body or beauty to get anywhere. The only time it has ever been acceptable for the generations before us was for our ladies that did it behind closed doors, that did it in order to feed their families. We cannot, as a society of beautiful, young, intelligent women, make it a trend, make it popular to get spoiled by these men who seek to drain us of everything that we have to offer. I'm sorry to tell you, baby, but you are not benefiting from the patriarchy. You are contributing to it.
And now let's get into rap songs, which is why I said make his pockets hurt. These female rappers literally promote sex work, okay? I'm not gonna lie, once again, I'm never going to say I don't listen to female rap. I do listen to female rap and I do enjoy it when I'm going out with my girls and we're having fun. But really listen to these lyrics. I'm gonna read a few quotes from you guys, mainly from the city girls, of them promoting sex work and promoting the concept of transactional love. A song called Then Leave by the artist Beat King literally says, get that bread, get that head, then leave. Then we have JT from the City Girls. She says, pay for this P N-word, get your bands up. Oh, you ain't tricking N-words? I'ma hit your mans up. Then we have the city girls. I believe this is Young Miami's line. She says, if his money right, he can eat it like a Snicker. Here we have JT again from the city girls. If your ass a broke, hell nah, I can't meet ya. If your ass a rich, I'ma F ya till you ain't one. Then we have JT once again. Oh, you like big butts? Well, I like big bucks. These lyrics literally glorify sex work, and these young girls are listening to these lyrics, and even women are listening to it and being heavily influenced by these concepts. We are all literally being influenced to use our bodies in exchange for money from men. I literally could not find this TikTok, which I wish I was able to so badly. It was this young girl saying that she does not care to be married because she just wants to get child support from her baby daddy. A teacher was saying that a young girl said this. She said the girl was in middle school. This is what is being fed into our brains, and it's honestly more susceptible for people to attach themselves to this lifestyle given today's economy. Times are hard, so girls are just like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever it takes in order to get to the bag and be able to live a soft life. And we really have to talk about how influential music is to how people live their lifestyle. Music is literally at the top for what a lot of people get excited about in terms of how they want to live their lifestyle. And it is so, so sad. Now let's talk about the reality of us living in a loveless society. With me being a woman and as us being women, we are constantly hearing the quotes, be young, have fun. You have your whole entire life to date. While this in fact can be true, these sentiments exactly lead to broken, unloved, unfulfilled, and unappreciated individuals. We are taught to push off relationships and marriages as long as possible. And with this, we convince ourselves that we are okay with having transactional relationships, or with lack of better terms, situationships. Whether that's monetary wise or physically, somehow, just somehow, we find ourselves still catching feelings for the person that we were supposed to just use. So many women share their experiences about how they try to do the casual thing, but they always have caught feelings in trying to be casual. And I think this is because people still have a yearning to love and to be loved. So we end up looking for that love in all the wrong places. Hence why we end up dating or talking to that person that never really wanted us or was never really meant for us. Because they too, both men and women, but primarily men, are taught to get their money up in order to receive fulfillment in life. However, this is the furthest thing from the truth. So there was a passage written by this person named Osha that I feel strongly resembles what it is like right now living in a loveless society. So take a listen to this passage. We are being taught everything except love, and whatsoever we are being taught goes against love. Not only that, we are not taught love. We are taught ways which go against love. We are taught how to hoard money, how to become rich. We are taught how to become successful, how to be ambitious, how to become respected. We are taught everything, and these are against love. There are millions of people who live only to accumulate money, and they don't know of anything else that life is for. Money has become their beloved. With living in a capitalistic society, women are being taught to be girl bosses. The entire identity of hustle culture is heavily promoted. We are taught on how to be a millionaire, how to be successful, but nobody is teaching how to love properly. This is why all these dating topics are so prevalent on social media, because we are in a loveless society. We are literally just taught on how to become the most successful, richest, and hungriest person ever for wealth. And this is why topics like how to make him obsessed with you, how to make him fall in love with you, how to make your situationship love you back, how to get your ex back, and so many other topics are so relevant right now. None of these topics correctly promote love or are a healthy way to find love. And if you listen to the topics, a lot of them stem from us trying to at first just be transactional, but we end up falling in love because humans need love, which is causing us as a society, especially the younger generation, to end up looking for love in all the wrong places, which results in us hurting ourselves way more than if we just got into a romantic relationship. We're taught not to be in romantic relationships, but if we actually dated people because we liked them, we loved them, or we wanted to get to know them correctly without giving our bodies away so quickly or without just trying to get money out of somebody, we would all be way happier as a society. We have all these self-titled dating coaches because everybody is looking for love. Everybody wants to be loved. We literally yearn for companionship. This circles back to podcasts or just individuals that sit in front of a camera and share relationship advice or share their opinions and thoughts on how you should conduct yourself in a relationship. But the thing is, all these podcasters, all these self-proclaimed dating coaches, coaches or all these people that just want to post content on how to date properly. They are all just speaking from their personal experiences. And a lot of the advice they give stems from their own personal traumas. So what works for them in terms of dating may not work for you. And that's why it may feel so exhausting hearing all these different dating advices on how to date correctly or how to find the one, and so on and so forth. There are literally way too many people giving tips and tricks on how to date. And this is what I also think stems from the gender war currently going on. Men hating women, women hating men. I just saw one video of a woman saying, actually there was 2 videos I saw of 2 different women stating, be mean to men. They said the only way for a man to like you is if you're mean to them. Y'all see what I mean? That we live in a loveless society? Like, it feels like dating literally is a game. I mean, I guess that's why they call it the dating game. We aren't taught how to just be ourselves, be authentically us, and that's how you're gonna find the one. No, we're being taught different games on how to show who cares the least in order to get what you want. There's just so many mind manipulative games going on in order to snag a partner. All of us have an intense desire to be loved and to be nurtured. And I don't believe that should be suppressed in order for us to adhere to today's standards. The human race literally continues to exist due to the action of love, or at least to some sort. This is from the article Without Love We Perish by Annalise Jolie, and she stated this: forming and preserving networks of relationships. Each of our networks can be visualized as a ring of concentric circles, growing larger as the relational ties become looser. The inner circle is formed by our thickest bonds, the kind held together by enduring love. Think parents, romantic partners, children, and our closest friends. But we also need to maintain relationships with those in other rings, from friends to colleagues to neighbors. This is an absolutely wonderful article that talks about love and the constant need and desire to be loved and to love. So I'm gonna link it down below if you guys want to check it out and read the rest of the article. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting financial stability. There is nothing wrong with being a sex worker. If you like it, I absolutely love it. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to be casual in your relationships, but constantly promoting it while speaking down on the action of love or the action of wanting to be loved is when I find it to be very problematic. It's okay to desire being loved. It's okay to desire wanting to be a parent. It's okay to desire wanting a relationship. It's okay to desire wanting marriage. And it's also okay to not be sexually fluid. I promise you guys, it's okay to want to receive and be loved once again. All of these are forms of love. We need love in order to survive. So instead of adhering to what today's standards are, which is just to be casual and to not love and to wait as long as possible, do whatever your heart absolutely desires. All right, you guys, so that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoy that. This was a think piece that I created about a week ago, and I just thought it was a very good video to talk on, especially in today's society. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. So make sure to comment down below your thoughts and opinions on us living in a loveless society, the concept of transactional love, and the promotion of sex work. I want to hear everything y'all have to say. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your continuous support. If you want to be a channel member, I'll be linking that down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.
Taking you in this moment, come get close like you own name. Read your aura, you want more of all this love, you'll be your name. Release all of your burden.